guys, I hope you are having a wonderful weekend. Okay, this reading, I'm going to put it out here for the weekend because it's the energy gearing up towards the moon cycles that we're coming into. Okay, it has a lot to do with the when you hear it, you're meant to hear it. It's not going to stop at a day. This is the energy that's kind of, it's really asking you to wake up and pay attention to these things. So they're going to lead into the moon next week. It's going to lead into, you know, where you're going this year. After that, it's kind of a point in time, a place in where you're at in your life, right? So hear this when you hear it, but it's going to be, I hope for you, something that you take forward and you use to better your life, right? I don't think any of us get up in the morning and think, how can I be the best test crash dummy for my life today, right? We don't. We try to finagle ways around and try to work smarter, not harder, with the things that we come up against, you know, that separate us from getting us where we need to go, right? We try to find new paths to get around those things. We don't intentionally drive our lives into the ground, but we do that inadvertently sometimes. I'm talking outside of people with mental instability. That's totally different. This is someone with all of their faculties, right? This is what I'm talking about. I can't tackle it all in a general read, but where I'm going with this is sometimes we're our own worst enemies, right? We get in our own way. We're hell-bent on doing things our way. We know in our mind how we want our lives to look and play out, and our careers, and how people, you know, you can't stronghold someone into respecting you. You can't stronghold someone into skill sets. You can't, certain things you need to, they're earned, right? They're earned by how you show up and how you drive your life, and basically just how you show up, right? That's communication. Where I'm going here is I think that we have placements in here that can really work for us. I think we've got some heavy hitter planets sitting here that are really just wanting to help, right? But the downfall of this and how this won't play out to your benefit is if you decide to jump in and co-pilot, wingman, drive things in the way that you've always done them, but that they haven't worked out, right? So we want to look at those things here too. A lot of question that is coming in here too, I feel, is health issues, right? We want to really get ahead of those. And really take a conscious look at them. Don't overlook things that are acting up. Your body will show you on the external and on the internal when things are at a point where, when things are showing up health-wise, they're not something new. They're now just showing up on the health-wise visibly because you haven't paid attention to them prior to. That's what that is about, right? But I think that it plays a role in here too. I'm also talking about mental faculties too. You may start to notice now that, you know, maybe someone in your life, really, you may start to notice patterns here in certain places, right? Those aren't things that really need to be not addressed, or they're the tough things. Yeah, I get it. But there are things too where mental instability causes not only harm to the person, right, and the family units, but it can also cause irreversible harm to innocent people, right? Someone who, you know, example, has a drinking problem or, you know, something, and you choose to acknowledge it, but, you know, it's not my issue to deal with. It's not this or it's not that. Or the point in here is that at some point that person can become solely responsible. I mean, you could end up being solely responsible for taking care of this person now, because they go out and not only do they get in a, you know, repeated drunken driving incident or something like that, but they not only kill or injure an innocent person, but now they are debilitated and you've got to now take care of this person. Where, I mean, those are major extremes, and they're not things that we, you know, they're not things that we gloss over, but sometimes we just don't put them give them the importance that they really need, right? Those kind of things are really going to happen here. If you notice you've got someone in your sphere, in your surroundings, that does have some kind of, addiction or whatever that is out of control, right? That can be someone too that's not mentally stable, right? Do they own a firearm? Do they drive? You want to take assessment and you want to take responsibility for it. It may not be your initial sole responsibility, but you want to kind of pay attention to these things, because these things can get really out of control, and where something that you don't think is your responsibility to get involved in will end up coming back, and you'll now need to take care of this person like for the rest of your life. So not only will they become a burden to you, they've now, it can happen here is what I'm saying. Okay. I've got a lot off of this reading. That's the real crucial part, is this kind of stuff, is the mental instability, right? And it's going to be different for all of you, but it sits in here. And the energy card that I called for this, the Fortune, is Earth card, right? And it's saying basically to use your intellect now over, utilize logic, reason over and common sense, right? That's what that speaks about. And that ironically was what I got during my meditation on here, that it's going to be more to really trust your intuition, visions, psychic abilities, whatever those are to you. At your core, we all have common sense. So that's really what it speaks of here too. I think what's going on is if in the career arena, right, let's pull it back to, let's see here. I have copious notes here because these are game changers, guys. So I really took a lot of time before I hit the trigger on this, because this can propel you forward. This can be the driving force too to a lot of the things that have held you up here. Okay, a lot of our insecurities, right? Body image, the things that we are good at, the things that we know we need to work on, right? Tempers, arguments. Do we drive something, to a point where it's not a win-win? It's just, I kind of trapped someone into getting my way. That's not the kind of thing you want to do here, because that's going to kick you in the ass big time. All right. Not that we do it. It's just, if you notice somehow in here, you may do some of these things. We're not conscious of them all the time. They sometimes just become habits. And again, that's things that we learn, long ago, and we don't realize that some of the remnants of that is still there. So we just want to pay attention to that, because there's placements in here, like I say, that you can really get far ahead in here in your career, in your social engagements, in your relationships, personal, professional, whatever that is, right? But the main takeaway here is, how do I show up, right? Am I showing up scattered? Am I showing up like I know what I'm doing? Do I need to update my skill set? Am I in the wrong profession? Do I want to change professions? Is this relationship working for me? Am I growing in here? Is it not working? Am I too open to discuss the things that, sometimes things that are in our minds don't necessarily need to be discussed with everyone, right? Sometimes we shoot ourselves in our own foot that way, because if we're not discerning about, one, what we're saying, and two, who we're saying it to, we can not only set ourselves up to be victim to something, right? We're just not discerning. It's more about not so much the yeses we say to things. It's more about why we don't say the no's, right? That's kind of where you want to flip your switch here too. I think too here, we want to look at really where the things that aren't working, right? The repeated crises that come up in our lives, right? why that's occurring and what we can do to change it. These happen on our day-to-day. These are the little things that are usually sitting right underneath our noses, only we're looking for the bigger and the better and the more grand thing. Oh, it can't be this simple. It's been sitting here all along. Most times, guys, it is that little simple thing that it just switches up your day-to-day, which in turn will change the dynamic of your life, right? You want to be present now, but you want to look at things you need to take care of health-wise. People that may not be of your best, they may not be best suited to, to either be in a one-on-one relationship, companies you work for, people you work with. Sometimes I think last week too, we had the reading where, you may have more, you may be better suited for your job than your boss. A lot of times when people are in those positions, it's usually because of who they knew, not because of their skill set, right? So the last thing you want to do is trump that person and just say, this person's a real idiot and I can do this job 10 times better. That's it doesn't really matter at that point. What matters is now you kind of drew attention to something. So they'll most likely get rid of you before that person, right? So it's just things like that. You want to keep, you want to get rid of stubborn streaks. You want to get rid of, unless you're really physically in danger of something, I would try to not fight to the death for something that's not going to get you exactly what you want. You want to be sure about where you're really putting your energy here and what that's appearing to be like, right? Again, it's let me just think on something before I open my mouth and the words are out and it's too late after that, right? It's kind of where I'm going with that. Also, I think we've got 10th and 11th house lit up in here, right? Those aren't just our careers and our the groups that we belong to, the social, it's not just the Facebook and the social medias like that. It's more about, too, how I'm marketing myself, right? It's also the things that you take again. This all goes back to the things that you learned as, things our parents told us as kids, right? Are you still running to that and it's not working? If it's working, fine. If it's not working, you want to look at the psychological making behind that, right? And you want to try to do things a little bit better there. Are you noticing that the things that you were raised on are not the things that you're meeting out in the real world? And it's kind of hindering your career, right? It's kind of hindering the people that are welcoming you, or how I'm marketing something. Is it being perceived well or is it not? Am I that stubborn though that I'm going to push it regardless of the resistance that I'm meeting? Or am I going to take it back to the 6th house and look at now how do I revamp what my 5th house pleasure was, right? Your project, your creative idea, your relationship, your why do I date the people that I date, right? Why do I do these jobs that aren't in alignment with me, or are they, and do I just need to tweak things? These are the things you want to look at, because the things that are out of whack, you'll get help with now. You'll get massive help with. It's just, if you're going to continue to be oblivious and not do anything about it, it's kind of going to explode in your face right now, and you'll be kind of forced to look at it, but it'll be in a scramble kind of mode where you'll have, you most likely won't have as many opportunities as you would have had you gotten ahead of something here. Okay. Reputation. Again, 10th, 11th house, all your wares are out there. So not much is not being looked at. Even if you think that they're not, people that you really think aren't noticing you, or again, positive, negative, people that are looking at you as prey, you're a sitting duck too. So this is why you want to really use common sense. You don't want to get in the car with someone that you just met on a date and you don't know who the hell they are. You want to use common sense here on those kind of things too, right? If your intuition is screaming, this person's a lunatic, but they're really cute, use your common sense there, because this is where the train could really go off the track. And this person has some kind of addiction, and you get in the car with them, and then it's a it's kind of out of your control at that point, right? But for the majority of you, this is just, you know, your psychological inheritance here, okay? That defines your 10th house battlefield. The things that you come up against, it all goes back to that, right? How are the family relations that you're in still currently hindering your career growth? That could possibly be the case too, right? These things show you very clearly where you are in life, right? Those are the things you want to look at. These are the things too, you know, that wake us in the night and say, oh my gosh, I know these things about myself, but do I really think that the world can see them now, right? They're the things, again, remember that whisper, I know who you really are. These are the things that are all visible in the 10th and the 11th house. Not that that's a negative. It's just you want to be clear on what they are. And if they're things you're not real happy about, fix them. That's the beauty of the 6th house. It's about, let me fix my crap here so that when it gets out into the open and the curtain opens and all lights are on me, I'm being perceived well. I'm being perceived as a person with integrity, and I can't be, you know, bought out, and I'm going to go the distance, and I'm a hard worker, and I'm going to continue to work at something and continue to update my skill set, and I'm going to drive my life in a really great direction, and I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to realize that this didn't work, so I'm going to course correct it. I'm not going to keep driving it towards that wall. This is a little drawn out, but I know what I'm getting here, guys, and I'm telling you, if you've been hitting a wall somewhere, look at the things that you do that you jump in your own way, that you sabotage yourself, that you cut yourself off. They all sit right here. We jump from the Ace of Swords to the 10 of Swords. The whole middle is where you get, you know, it's like it's the adult playground where you get to correct these things, right? When we come in with the Ace of Swords, we are coming in with the Queen of Swords, we've got the 10 of Swords, and then we've got the 4 of Cups, right? The 4 of Cups is, I think in here, it's you. It's representing the 1st house here. It's all the things that, you know, health-wise and all your insecurities and everything hides in there. That 4 of Cups there is either I'm bored, I need to reflect, I need to learn something, I need to go further. You know, in that, the 4 of Cups is when the music changes, so does the dance. Life is always changing. Do you buck the system? Do you look a gift horse in the mouth, someone that's trying to help you and really give you great advice, but you're so, you know, maybe ego-driven, or you're stuck and hell-bent on things are only going to be your way, and this is how I see it, so this is how it's going to go. You can get stuck there. You can get stuck there, and it can paralyze your life. Use the Ace of Swords. That's clarity, right? That's victory or failure in there, because you're either going to choose to see something and say, oh, crap, they're right. I need to change this, and put in the work and do it, right? There's an air through here, too, of really just not trusting people that aren't, you really just need to start being more discerning about the people that you're saying yes to and the people that you're saying no to, and what's really behind all of that, okay? Because in the 10 of Swords, you've got to go in a different direction. The beauty of that card is you do, right? It's the end of this. It's like, no more, right? It's like, I'll wake up and I'll be resilient, but I'll learn my lessons and I'll go in a different, smarter, wiser, I'll work smarter, not harder direction. And that's really what it takes sometimes. Just some good old-fashioned hard work and being big enough to say, you know what, I was wrong here. I really need to do this in a different way. Or, you know what, this relationship just really isn't working. It just is what it is. And sometimes, guys, the bare bones of things really just are the bare bones, but they've been sitting right in front of us the whole time while we've been, you know, following the yellow brick road to someone else's neighborhood. You know, just get back in your own yard and look at your surroundings and fix your own house, and there you go. Okay. I think this was a great reading. I really think it is a true gift of the universe. I think a lot of it sometimes is not going to feel really great, but it's getting you in alignment with where you go. And I think if you're really honest with yourself, you'll realize that. And again, sometimes, you know, growing pains, they sting a little bit, but they get us where we're going, okay? So we don't want to be hasty today. If you look at that Queen of Swords, what she's got there really is, you know, the head of the Hierophant in there. So she's done with tradition here, right? And it doesn't need to be a woman. But what I'm saying is you don't want to do things in haste. You want to do things, you know what I mean? Like you don't want to go taking someone off at the head there when, you know, it could be though, you could be the person who's asleep at the wheel. And what's happening here is you're getting robbed of things that, you know, you really want for yourself. But because you're asleep at the wheel here, you know, someone's taking advantage of the opportunity that could be for you, but you're asleep at the wheel here. So it's going to someone else is kind of what that is, right? So keep in mind, she's hit the pavement a few times, this Queen of Swords here. She's not how she is, and, you know, we get to places in life through having to go through life experiences, but it's being big enough to say, you know what, I effed up here. I really was going down the wrong path, but now I'm going to, that takes strength and power and maturity to say that, right? But it gets you where you need to go. And sometimes it's like, oh crap, but you know what? Just acknowledge it. There's power in that and there's strength in that. Okay. So there you go. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I think this was great. It's another, let's just get a handle on this and really be honest with ourselves and bring it forward. You know what, guys, when we do things, even in a position where you really screw up at work, right? And you're just like, oh, I so want to gloss this over and just not say anything. When you say, you know what, to your boss, and I get it, it's fearful, you know what, I really screwed up here. It was me who screwed up, you know, and I'm owning it and I apologize. You will really be known as a person of integrity there. They're going to know that even if you screw up with something, you're going to have the kuyans to just say, you know what, I really screwed up here. I need some help. You know, there's a lot to be said for that. So there you go. Okay, thank you so much.